welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly whip and chat, and if you're not familiar, that is a work in progress. I am going to be working on Carousel Pony, my diamond painting, and that is from Bella Art Diamonds. I'm getting close to finishing. I have about 6 more sections to do. My sections are a little bit larger, but I think I should be able to get this finished by the end of February. That is the plan anyway. And I'm not sure if I will be able to get my Fly Me to the Moon finished by the end of February, but definitely that's slated by the end of March. And I know I'll get it finished by then. So that will be just in time to start on a new Josephine wall, which I'm really excited about. I am really looking forward to kitting that one up, and that one will be for the event that I am co-hosting with Angie. I'll put her information below, and we are going to be co-hosting J-Wall, or Josephine Wall event, in April and May, and the requirement for that is that you have a licensed Josephine wall. It can be a cross stitch or it can be a diamond painting. I don't know if they have any color by numbers for Josephine wall, and we would accept that as well as long as it's from a licensed company. But I don't know of any companies currently that are doing that. But if you do, let me know and we can discuss it. I am wrapping up my event from February, and that's the Paint Gym event. That has kept me super busy all month, and I absolutely loved it. That one is a Paint Gym mini that was required. Only two canvases out of any sets were required. I'm going to finish my butterfly set. I am going to frame that one and show that to you guys at the end of the month. But definitely I have been busy on the diamond painting front with trying to get as much done as possible, trying to get some of these whips that have been in my stash just lingering, sitting there. They have some drills on them, and trying to get those knocked out this year. Don't think I'll get all of them out of my stash, out of the whip rotation, but I plan on getting quite a few done and then going into next year with very limited work in progress. But we'll see, because we're already the end of February. I have not finished any of my whips. I've worked on one, which was the Josephine wall, but I have not finished it. So right now that goal is not looking so good, but it's just the first of the year, so we're still okay. Still rocking and rolling on getting those out. But how are you guys doing today? Let me know in the comments. Did you have a great weekend? What are you working on? Do you have any exciting plans coming up? All the things. I like to hear what you guys are doing as well. And let me know if there's anything that you would like to see on an upcoming video. I'm working on some ideas. I'm coming up to my 2-year YouTube anniversary, which I cannot believe that it's already been 2 years. The time has just flown by. And I don't think I'm going to be doing anything special for my 2-year. I'm not sure yet. Kind of still thinking about that. But you guys will be the first to know if I decide to do something. Let's see. I am trying to get all of this one symbol done here. Not sure if you will be able to see all of this. Some of this may not be in frame because there's just a little bit at the top that I could not get in frame. and I really would like to get this section done today, but that's going to be pushing it because I do have a lot going on today. So I'm not exactly sure how much that I'll be able to get done in the way of diamond painting. But let's talk about my week. My week was pretty busy with just things going on. And we did observe Valentine's. It was the three of us, and my youngest daughter, since she doesn't have a boyfriend or anything, she gave my husband and I Valentine cards, and then my husband and I gave her one, and we were talking about Valentine's, and we don't give gifts or anything. But then we thought, she doesn't get gifts from anybody because she doesn't have a Valentine, probably never will. And so we decided, let's do something fun for her. And there's 2 books from a series that she is reading that she's been talking about wanting. And so we went ahead, we ordered those and gave those to her. So she was really surprised, she was happy. And then we decided to pick up dinner. We went ahead, and she enjoys wings, and so we went ahead and we got wings for dinner, and it was nice because I didn't have to cook. It was very simple, but that was one of her favorite dinners, and so we thought, why not? So we went ahead and did that, and then I didn't have my card group. We make greeting cards for our church, and I did not have my card group on Wednesday because since it was Valentine's, and we decided we'll just stay home, all of us, and we won't work together on our cards. And my husband watched a movie, and I sat and diamond painted, and actually got quite a bit done. I don't always get a lot done when I'm working on my diamond painting when I'm in our family room, because I do work on a small easel, and I just cannot get used to that. And I do better with rounds on my easel than squares, and I'm not exactly sure why. The lining up of the squares and me working on this easel, I don't know if it's a way that I'm positioned or what, but I don't do as good of a job, and my squares are not exactly straight on some of my sections. So I just decided I'm going to have to work on rounds upstairs. So I usually like to have a round and a square going, and I will have my rounds upstairs. So I did work on a round that will be finished, definitely will be finished in the next day or 2, and then I can start on something else. I don't think I have any rounds kitted up, which is crazy. So I might need to kit up something this week with you guys. So I'll have something else to work on round wise that's upstairs. I do have a round, but it's too large. Unless I figure out about this small lap tray. And it is a small easel, so it does tilt. I need to just kind of play around with it and see what I can get done. That would be very helpful if I could. Let's see. I did get my summer and fall classes all ready for work, which I find really crazy that we're just getting up to midterm for this semester, and they're talking about getting our classes to us for the fall and the summer, which is nice that we are getting those early, because that way I can go ahead and get my classes set up. We have not gotten our class shells yet, which is where we set up all of our classes, and we set up our own. We don't have anybody that does it for us, but I do have a master that I can draw from, a master shell. So I'm going to get that done. I want to get those done before, or especially for fall, before summer. So that way in the summer I can really concentrate on other projects that I want to work on around the house, and projects that I want to work on for diamond painting. Because typically in the summer we do not have classes on campus, and so I, for the most part, work from home in the summer. I do go on campus a couple of days a week, but I don't have to go into the classroom, so it's, you know, more laid back. I don't have to rush to get there or anything like that. And so it makes it nice. That's when I get a lot of things done. Last year, I redesigned my entire craft room. I went through and purged a lot, gave a lot away, sold a lot of things, and I still have way too much when it comes to paper, different types of paper crafts. So I have some plans this summer, and I'll share with you guys once I get all my plans set up in place of what I am planning on doing. I'll also share with the members of my channel. They will get to see what I'm doing behind the scenes on some of my paper crafting. Since I mainly have this channel for diamond painting, I don't really show anything else, but I will show to my members. And if you would like to join, you can just click on the join button, and you can cancel anytime that you want to. And I now have 5 of my members. Started out with 1, had 1 for a while, and then now I'm up to 5. So I think that's really exciting to have that many. And of course, it's never expected. It is always appreciated to use any of my codes or to use the join button. I just think it's a lot of fun to get to know people, and it's one way to get to know you guys better, is to do it kind of behind the scenes. Let's see. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, which yesterday was Monday. Normally I will film on Sundays or Mondays, and just did not happen yesterday. I thought, yeah, Sunday I didn't do it. It's kind of lazy on Sunday. Didn't do it on Sunday, and I thought, well, I have time on Monday, and Monday was just crazy. I ended up having to go on campus for a couple of things I wasn't planning on doing, but it just made it easier to go on campus. So I went on campus for a little bit, had a doctor's appointment first thing in the morning yesterday, and it was really crazy because I was sitting in there waiting on my doctor to come in, and it was going to be a very quick appointment, and then their power went out. So here I was in this room, and there's no windows, of course, it's a doctor's office, and I was already, called back there, and I was just sitting in the dark, and I heard a lot of beeping, a lot of machines were making all kinds of weird noises, and so I thought, okay, do I open the door, do I just sit in here? And I had my light for my phone, so that worked. And then I was about to get up. I thought, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, and then if nobody comes in, or if the lights don't come on really quick, then I'll open the door. And the lights came on fairly quickly. They do have a backup generator, and so then they had to take time to reset everything, so I had to wait a little bit on that. So I still got out of there within 30 minutes. So I thought that was really good, but it was just really funny. And I was telling my husband, and he said, well, good thing that you were just going in, for your 3-month follow-up, and you didn't have to, you weren't undressed or anything, and there you were in the dark. I'm like, well, I didn't think about that, but you are correct. That would be a little awkward to be sitting there with one of those little paper gowns that they give you. Like, I'm glad that didn't happen. Or I was in, the lab getting my lab work done, and then all of a sudden we were in the dark in the lab, and she was trying to, draw for my labs, and, there I was, and she was having to poke around in the dark. So I guess that was definitely a plus, but we were both laughing about that, and I thought, yeah, my kind of luck, and a great way to start out a Monday morning. And then, of course, they're computers were down for a little bit because of the power going out, so then I had to wait on that. But it could have definitely been worse. So at least I'm done with my doctor's office until the next 3 months, and I have to go back and do the same thing all over again, which I think is, I don't want to say it's a waste. It's not a waste because I get to see my doctor and tell her if anything's going on, but I hate to have to go and have labs done every 3 months. Good thing I'm not squeamish, which I'm not. I also got my hair done yesterday, and I've been going back and forth on my hair. It's like, okay, what color do I want? Do I want to keep it blonde? Do I want to keep it darker? And I did a little bit darker last time with more of a darker brown, and I did not like it. One thing is that once it started growing out, I had gray showing, and where I go is not a cheap place. It's a salon. But she does a great job. I have thin hair, short hair, and it's hard to find somebody that is really good that can do my type of hair. So decided I think I'm going back to the blonde, and I did, and so she just did some foils in it, so that way I still have some of the darker color, so it's not just really light blonde. If I go all blonde, it almost looks like my hair is white, and I'm not going to pay that kind of money to have white hair, not even gray, it's like white. So I do like it right now. We'll see when it starts to grow out. But I cannot get my hair done, get my hair colored every 5 weeks. It's not good for your hair, for starters. And on top of that, it is not exactly cheap. So hopefully by doing this, when I do have some gray that comes through, it does blend in with the blonde. So that was another 2 hours that I had to do yesterday, that I had that planned for a long time. You have to make an appointment with my stylist well in advance. So I did that. That was on Monday. And then I also had a project for work I needed to get done. And I finally finished that at like 7 o'clock last night. I didn't have to get it done, but I don't like that kind of thing lingering over me. So decided, yeah, I guess I better get that done. And so I just worked on that last night, and now that is done, so I can mark that off my list. So it's been rather productive already. And then I do have some papers I have to grade today. And that'll take a little bit, not too long, but it'll take a little bit of time, and then I will be on campus all day on Wednesday. My husband's going to be working from home tomorrow. He has some things that he needed to start on really early, and so instead of him driving to work, he decided he's just going to work from home tomorrow. So he will be here all day, and then Paige will be here for a while. She has some things going on tomorrow too. So we've all been rather busy doing our own thing. Paige is still loving working. She really likes having the extra money. Yesterday, she wanted to go to her favorite restaurant, or she didn't want to go. She wanted to order it, and she wanted me to go and pick it up for her. And I said, well, I'll do it after my hair appointment, and then I'm going to have to go into the office for a little bit. But I told her, I said, if you want to get this, then you're going to have to pay for it. I'm not going to keep going and buying lunch all the time. We don't order that like that. We eat from home usually. And so she said, I know, I'll do it. And she was so excited because she has her own money. So I think she actually feels a little more grown up because, we all work. Her sister works. And so she can say, I'm working. And so I think that has really helped her. It's made her feel you know, like she is a part of, you know, society, that what she's doing is important, and it is. But the extra money, she's really enjoying that, because I told her, I said, you can do whatever you want to with your money. You can save it, you can spend it, and you can, you know, do whatever, but you don't need to just spend it on, you know, just things to blow it in. And she is really good. She'll tell me, I'm going to spend this much money, and then I'm not going to spend anything else until I get paid, and she gets paid every 2 weeks. But then she said, well, I'm going to buy you lunch. I'm like, I really don't want anything, but I will go pick yours up because you've been asking for this. And so I did, went and picked hers up. And she loves Longhorn. It's Longhorn Steakhouse. She doesn't like steak at all. But they have an appetizer that she absolutely loves, firecracker chicken wraps. And I'm surprised because they are very spicy, but she doesn't like spice at all, but she loves these. So she has them for 2 lunches, even though it's an appetizer, it's enough for her for 2 lunches, and she doesn't eat anything else with it. So it wasn't too bad, expensive, you know, wise, because it was just an appetizer. But went ahead and did that for her, so that made her week. And then today she will take the leftovers to work. She gets free food where she works, but she doesn't really like what they have, which is kind of funny that she works there. But they do have some soup on Friday that she loves. And she gets the soup every Friday. They only have the one that she likes on Fridays. And so on Tuesdays when she works, she takes her lunch. And then on Fridays, she will get the soup, and then they have nice desserts. And she'll get a little dessert and soup and a croissant to go with it. So that was yesterday, which was just really crazy because I felt like I was just constantly going. And when I finally got to sit down, I thought, I don't have time to do a video. It was getting late. And then I had to cook dinner, and I'd just gotten home from work. So I thought, you know, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to do my video on Tuesday morning, which I really don't like doing that because I want my videos to go out on Tuesday for my WIP and chats, and I don't want anything to happen to where it can't go out. So I've got to start doing better on the weekends. But I'll tell you, Sunday, we were just so lazy. It was all of us. It wasn't just me. It was, Paige was kind of laying around. Her best friend called her, and they talked for a long time on the phone, but you didn't meet or anything. They talked about it at one point, and then they decided, no, we'll just talk on the phone. Neither one of them wanted to get out. And it was a very, very cold day on Sunday. So we just sat around. I got a lot done, but it was productive craft-wise. It was not productive anything else-wise. I am going on a retreat with my best friend in March, and we don't have to, but we are going to participate in a swap. And so to participate in the swap, you have to make 30 of something or buy something for a particular theme. And I just kept going back and forth, couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Then when I did decide to do, I started working on it, and I thought, I'm not doing this. It was very time consuming, and I used my Cricut, my die cutting machine, and what I was cutting out was very intricate. And so it took forever once it cut out to get all the little slivers out and to be really careful because I didn't want to break it. And so I thought, I'm not doing this. It's just not going to happen. So I ended up cutting out a bookmark. And so that's what I'm going to do. I got all my bookmarks cut out. And then now I'm going to use, I thought about using thought about using yarn and started using the yarn. Didn't really like how that looked. Didn't like ribbon at all for the bookmark part. And then I decided that I did have some twine that will work really well with it. And so I've got to cut the twine and make that part of my bookmark. So that won't be too bad. I need a new glue dot. So I worked on that on Sunday, and then I'm also going to stamp on my bookmarks, and I got all of that ready and decided the stamp that I wanted. And so I've done all of that. So that took a while just to cut those out, and then also to get everything prepared. And then on Wednesday night, when we have our card group get together, I'm going to work on my bookmarks. So I got that done on Sunday. That took a while. Straightened up my craft room, which was a disaster. My goal for this year, and I've already blown that goal, is to keep my craft room clean, is that once I finish a crafting session, to go ahead and put everything up, or at least to put everything in one central spot so it's not all over my room. And the last time that I made a bunch of cards, I have things everywhere. So took time to clean that up. I even dusted. And I don't dust every week in my craft room because I have so much stuff on my bookshelves that it would take forever. But it wasn't really that dusty either, and decided I just want to go ahead and dust and straighten up. Doesn't get that dusty down in my basement, which I'm really surprised. Our last house, it was awful. It was like an everyday occurrence. I would go and I would clean really well, and then the very next day it was just full of dust. That we found out there was an issue after we moved from that place, and that's what was causing all the problems. And we were only there for a little over a year. We just moved into that house, and it was just, we found out really quick it was not for us. All kinds of problems with that house. And we just didn't enjoy it. Something was going on because even the cat and the dogs, they did not like that house. Especially the cat. She didn't like that house at all. And we hadn't moved in years and years. And then we moved into that house. We were only there for a year. And then we moved into this one. And I'm just now getting this house. We've been here almost, I guess it'll be 2 years in July. And we're getting this house fixed the way that we want it. And I still have some things that I haven't done. But I guess it all takes time, especially in my craft room. I worked on that all last summer. That was my big project for last summer. And I was really pleased with how it came out. But I still need to go back. I could go through and still purge and do a lot of giveaways and things with my paper crafts, and I still would have a lot left over. But I'm pretty happy with what I have left right now. I need to see if I have any more of this color here. 407. I have a couple of bags left that I need to fill up my containers in this, and I think this was one of them that I have that's left over. I don't know if you guys had seen, but Diamond Art Club is no longer going to offer Hannah Lynn renderings, and they're going to sell what they have, and then I think once those are gone, they're not going to bring any more back. So the ones that are sold out now, it's still showing as final on the website. So I don't know if they're going to restock those. I hope so. But Hannah Lynn did not renew their license with Diamond Art Club. And so I love Hannah Lynn. That makes me really sad. I did go on the site to look and see if there was any that I might want, because they're not sure yet who is going to license them. I know that Oraloa has done some of Hannah Lynn's, and so I think that they're working with Oraloa to possibly have more diamond paintings. So I really hope so, because I just love Hannah Lynn. I love the artwork. But I did go on the website, Diamond Art Clubs, and I thought I better go and see if there's any that I really had on my wish list that I was really hoping to get. And the only ones were, there were two that I really wanted, that was part of the Wizard of Oz that came out. I do have Dorothy in my stash. I have Tin Man. I guess this will be Tin Girl, but I don't have the Lion. And so I thought, well, that one said it was out of stock. I went ahead and put notifications out just in case it comes back. And then if it comes back, then I will probably go ahead and get it, because that way I'll have the set. And then there was one other one of Hannah Lynn's, I can't remember the name of it, that I like. It was like, okay, I can take it or leave it whenever it came out. So I didn't buy anything, and I have not bought anything in February, and I don't plan on it. I mean, I've got another week, but I'm not buying anything. I didn't buy anything at all. I didn't buy any diamond painting accessories. I have not bought any diamond paintings. I did receive a diamond painting as a promotion, and so I went ahead and I did that one. I don't count that, even though I'm adding it to my stash, and I'm doing like the great stash down, but I guess I will have to count that that is a new diamond painting, because I added that one to my stash. It's going to, it's going to increase my numbers. So I'll have to add that one to my great stash down that I want to do for this year. It's part of my goals. But that one, I do have a video up. It went up this week on Monday, actually, and it is my first custom that I've ever done, and my Craft Joy was so easy to work with, and their customer service is really good, or at least, for me it was really good. Great experience with them. I will definitely order again, but this time, of course, I'll have to pay for it. I'm not going to order anything until I do the one that they have given me. And it was a rendering of my sweet, sweet Zoe. She will be 14 in March, which is so hard to believe. I can't believe we've had her that long. And I really do like the rendering. It looks just like the photo. And I put a picture up on my thumbnail as well as in the video. That's the photo that I sent them, and it looks just like the rendering, or the rendering looks just like the photo, I guess. I have not done anything from that company before, so I am not going to order another one that I have picked out. And that one I will order once I start working on this one. And I think I'm going to save it for DP for pets, and that's in June. But I'd kind of like to get started on it before then. But I don't know if I really have a place to put it in my rotations, because I already have pretty much slated what I want to work on. But it's around, so I could even work on that one upstairs, but it's large. So I need to look and see the best way to work on a canvas using a small lap easel. And I actually put the lap easel in my lap. I don't put it on a table because the way that I sit in my family room, I like to sit back, and if I have a table, I wouldn't be able to. If I put my lap tray on a table, that kind of defeats the purpose. I can just then put my canvas on a table. So I need to keep working on that. Maybe if I just work on it more, I will get used to it. But I think I could roll it up. That might be an option as well, to roll it up onto a noodle, or just roll it up and use the towel clips. That might be something that I can do. So I'm going to practice with that and see, because I've got several I like to work on. The next one that I am going to work on that is a round is going to be the Oraloa that I unboxed last week. I'm going to do that for Mermaids and Magic. And the last 2 years I did a mermaid. So I thought, well, I'm going to change it up a little bit and I'm going to do magic. I'm going to do a fairy. So that is something that I know I'm doing in March. And then I'm going to continue working on my J-wall. That one is going to be the focus for March. And I could even use J-wall for the Mermaids and Magic, but I thought, no, I don't want to do that because I have only a 30 by 40 section to do, and I mean, I could, but I wanted to also work on my new one since it's a round. So let me know if you're going to be doing any events in March. That's the only one that I'm going to do. And I'm doing less events this year. That's the plan. I may end up doing more than what I'm anticipating. That one had always been on my radar since I did it for the past 2 years for Mermaids and Magic. I thought if they're going to have that one, then I definitely want to do it again. Since I've already done it for 2 years in a row, I want to go ahead and do it for a third time. And it just happens to work out because I planned on doing that mermaid in March. Or not mermaid, oh gosh, fairy in March. We were going to watch NASCAR on Sunday, and so it's another reason why I was rushing around getting all of my cards and everything done that I had planned on doing, and then NASCAR was rained out. So they did reschedule for Monday, and then by the time that my husband and I both got home, they had just started the race, and that was around 5-ish. So I ran in and cooked dinner, and we sat and we watched the race. We both really enjoy NASCAR, and it's really funny because we have a cat. If you are new, we have a black cat, and we think she's about 9. Or she will be on her birthday, which is we've made her birthday as May. And she likes to watch NASCAR. And I didn't think that animals could see TV, but the only time that she really watches TV, and she gets right up there on the stand and her tail wags back and forth. She starts making weird noises. She starts purring when NASCAR comes on. And her head goes back and forth. She likes watching the cars race by. And she'll sit there for a good 45 minutes. And then it makes her so sleepy that she has to go, and she gets on her perch and she takes a nap, but she's still right there at the TV. So when we were watching NASCAR last night, she was about to go into her bed and take her little nap. She takes a nap right after we eat dinner. and she saw that NASCAR was on, and she got so excited she missed her evening nap. So she went to bed rather early, but we get more fun out of her watching NASCAR than I think we enjoy NASCAR now. But it's just really cool to see, and you can tell that she is watching. She is very intent on it. And when the commercial comes on, she gets a little aggravated because she wants to know where her cars are. And then as soon as the commercial, is off, when NASCAR's back on, she's right back up there and all excited again. So I don't know if other animals do that. I have had animals forever. I've never had a cat. She's my first cat, but I've never had animals that would sit and watch TV like that. And then actually are watching TV. Usually on Sundays when we watch NASCAR, we'll have a fire going and we watch NASCAR, and she sits, stretches out in front of the fire, and we'll watch NASCAR, and then that just lulls her to sleep. But last night we didn't have a fire because we don't typically have fires going during the week. It's only on the weekends because we stay up later, and so we make sure the fire's out and all that good stuff. But it was funny just to watch her. So I was kind of glad that NASCAR was rained out on Sunday, because then I could just stay down in my craft room longer and diamond paint, which is what I did. But that was kind of our weekend. We were just busy on Saturday doing different things around the house. I did get to diamond paint some on Saturday. I do try to diamond paint every day wherever possible. And I did answer some comments on Saturday, and I had my other video went out Saturday or Sunday, went out a day late. I've been a day late. It's like for the past 2 weeks, I guess, starting it again. But I think this will go out. It'll go out on Tuesday. It's just I like to have it finished before now. I like to have this finished either on Sunday or Monday. I don't like to push it this close, but I think I'll still have plenty of time to edit and get this one out for you guys. Did anything else happen? My oldest, Madison, has chosen a venue for her wedding for next year. We do have her wedding date set, and it's not going to be in Georgia like we had hoped, but it's not going to be in California either, which was a major concern. They were talking about California for the past year and then realized it's just not going to work. It's going to be too expensive. It's going to be too difficult to try to get a venue there and to try to get everything that needed to be done when when we're not there. And my husband will not fly. So I was concerned that we're going to have to drive 19 hours or whatever it was going to be. And I didn't want to have to do that. But we found a venue that's in North Carolina, and it's about 5.5 hours from my house. So that's not too bad. The ones in Atlanta that she liked, it was just for the small amount of people that she's going to have. I think we're going to have about 40 people there. She wanted a small, quaint wedding in just a really cool setting. And we had hoped it could be, outside, but the ones in Georgia were mainly for larger venues, and the ones that we did find that we liked, they were just overpriced to where you had to pay thousands of dollars just to rent the venue, and that didn't include anything else. So we kept looking and budgeting and adding all these prices in, and it was creeping up to over $20,000. And so I just flat out told Madison and her dad, because we're going to help with the cost. And so I told her dad, I'm like, I'm not going to pay that. I am not paying half of that. I just think that is just too much for a small wedding. I am not going to go into debt for her to get married. And so if that's what, he wanted to do, then he was welcome to it. But I said, I will spend this amount, and told him how much. And I said, and that's it. And that doesn't include the half I've already put in towards her dress. And so I told him, I said, nope, this is the amount that I will spend and no more. So once I told him that, and he said, well, I will spend this amount. And so we started looking. She was looking and she found this cool venue. We did have a virtual walkthrough, but it was a live walkthrough, so they couldn't have hidden anything. And we really liked the place. So her dad and I now are going to be driving separately. I'm not riding in the same car as him. We're going to be going to North Carolina in March just for a day. We're going to do a taste testing. We still want to go and look at the venue. We did put a deposit down the venue, but before we pay any more money on the venue, because you have to pay monthly or pay it all off, I think he's going to go ahead and that's going to be his part of it. One thing that he's paying for, but we're going to go and look at the venue, make sure we like it. And it was going to be too much to bring Madison here to look at the venue and bring her fiance here too. And that's a long drive for them. They would have to fly, take off work. And so surprisingly, Madison says that she trusts us. And so we're going to go and talk to the florist. She knows what she wants. She told us, what she wanted. So we're not just making all of that. But we're going to also meet her coordinator. And she will meet her through Zoom. But we're going to meet her coordinator. So we're doing that in March. It's going to be a long drive. And my husband said that he could go with me. And I'm like, that's going to be even more awkward. So I just told my husband, I said, if you want to go, and he's like, I really don't want to go. So I am going to be driving. I asked Paige if she wanted to go, and she didn't. She doesn't want to sit in the car for 6 hours. She gets very fidgety. I don't blame her. I really don't want to sit in the car that long either. But I've invited my best friend. I'm like, it's a quick whirlwind of a trip, but if you want to go, I would love to have you to come with me. And so she's going to see if what's going on her end, so I may have at least somebody to ride with me to keep me company. But that will be in March. And I also have a retreat in March. I have something at work where we are going to go to boot camp for these competitions that I am an advisor for, mentor and advisor for work. So my March is full already. And then I have nothing until June. So March, I'll have a lot to talk about. And I'm trying to get ahead on some of my things that I want to get accomplished for March, since I'm going to be out and about. And I know when I go on the retreat, I will not diamond paint for 4 days. I'm not taking it with me. That is going to be a different type of retreat. So I will not be diamond painting. So I'm going to be losing 4 days of what I want to get accomplished in March. So that's why I'm really trying on the weekends to get a lot done diamond painting wise in February. And I think I am going to be able to stay on track. But if not, it's just diamond painting. I still have plenty of time. If I don't get to my goals, at least I'll get some of my goals done. And that's all goals are. They're just goals. And I have other things that I have to do besides just diamond paint. Unfortunately, I could diamond paint all the time if I could, but of course I can't. I have work. I am going to stop for today. I've gotten some done. I am posting updates on Instagram on this one. So once I finish this section, I will post probably either today or tomorrow. And I'll show you the update on this one. I may wait until I finish this row, so that probably will be Friday or Saturday. But I will have an update on this one. And then I will also have a finish for next week when I do my end of month reviews. And let me know in the end of month reviews if you want to see what all I've accomplished for the month. Even though I'm going to be doing reviews on all of them, I will do either a mini whip and chat and just go over my goals and let you know what I did complete, or I will do like I did last year and I will just show you the whips that I'm working on, which is going to be the Fly Me to the Moon. And then I do have Capture by Radiance that I started working on that I want to show you guys as well. So let me know what you would like to see. If you'd like to see what I'm working on and what I've completed, or if you would just like me to talk about it and do a mini whip and chat. I hope that you got something done if you wanted to, and appreciate all of you guys' support. Before you leave, please click on the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you. And also, if you click on the notification bell, you are notified when I have my uploads. Thanks again, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.